The sun's moving.
But are you?
Are we still recording?
Hashtag shenanigans. Yeah.
Okay. This video is a little bit different. We're talking about, do you know how many reasons we came up with? 1, 2...
6+ bonus.
All right. We're talking about 6 reasons why you might not want to move to Vancouver. I want to share this because I realize that living in Vancouver isn't for everyone. And that's just the reality of it. I never want to paint the picture that Vancouver, Washington is, or any of the surrounding areas in Southwest Washington, is the perfect area for everyone, because everyone's looking for something a little bit different out of their living situation. So I want to highlight some of the reasons that might make you not want to move here. So if you're considering, this video might help you really make that decision and focus your efforts somewhere else that you are going to be more happy and fulfilled. And that's totally fine with me. And if you need a realtor for any market in the US, whether you need to list your home where you're moving from, or you need a realtor to help you buy wherever you're moving to, make sure to reach out. I have a nationwide network of amazing realtors that can help you. So reach out and I can put you in touch with someone in whatever market you need. So let's jump right in. That brings us to number 5, which is cost of living. While Southwest Washington offers significantly lower cost of living to other parts of Washington, like Seattle and California, pretty much most of California, and you can see my Vancouver affordability video here, it's still high because we're on the West Coast and compared to other areas, like probably areas of Arkansas or Mississippi, Alabama, Ohio, I don't know, Virginia, West Virginia, I don't know, states like that. So we are higher than the average from a U.S. standpoint. If you've watched my videos, you hear me reference cost of living indices, cost of living indices, and 100 being the U.S. average. We're at about 114, so slightly higher than the average cost of living in the United States. The areas that are going to be higher, you're looking at housing is going to be slightly higher. The average sale price in Vancouver for April 2021 was about $425. So depending on where you're coming from, you can find it significantly higher or you can find it significantly lower. Again, it's all relative. So, Jared and I, we watch a lot of HGTV, and there's a show called Hometown in Laurel, Mississippi. And when we see the prices of their homes there and they're under 100,000, our jaw drops. Like, are you kidding me that house is under 100,000? That being said, part of the reason why Californians have a bad rap in the Pacific Northwest is because they sell part of the reason why Californians have a bad rap in the Pacific Northwest is because they sell their homes, which are more money than they are here, and then they come and outbid locals with cash. And that makes it harder for people who are local to buy homes. Doesn't create the best environment for people who live here locally to buy. It can price people out of the market, and that's a downside. So
I don't think it's Californians. I think we're still on the West Coast, right? So the West Coast in general is higher than most parts of the country, I would imagine. Like if you just did a survey up and down the whole West Coast.
Okay.
So I don't know. It bothers me like putting it all on Californians. You know what I mean? Right.
I'm just saying that's the thing, whether it's true or not. But I can take that out.
Well, yeah, that's a common misconception, but
yeah. So being on the West Coast, it's typically more expensive than other parts of the country. So it largely depends on where you're coming from, whether you find the housing costs to be low, high, or standard.
So to give some examples, what are like the median house prices as of April 2021?
Let me pull that up real quick so I can get you an exact number using my handy dandy realtor tools. So I only have the most recent data for our market here.
Mm-hmm.
The median home price for a single family home, so a detached home in Vancouver for April 2021 was $440,000 even. And there were 408 detached homes sold in the city of Vancouver in April. Austin, the median list price is $500,000.
Okay.
So I pulled the 440 directly out of the MLS for the most recent stats. I'm going to use this reference so that I can compare what this website, what Realtor.com is saying for Austin and Vancouver. So Austin median list price is $500,000. Vancouver, Realtor.com says Vancouver, Washington, median list price says the median list price in Vancouver, Washington is $406,000, according to Realtor.com. So we're about $100,000 cheaper than Austin. Where else? You want me to look up Laurel, like the hometown show?
Yeah.
So Laurel, Mississippi, median list price is $125,000. Now, the interesting thing would be to compare what the salaries are. I mean, I don't think our salaries for the same comparable job would be 4 times as much. Well, slightly less than 4, but 3 times higher.
Right.
Like, I don't think $100,000 job here, you'd get paid $30,000 there.
Right. And there's a lot of factors that go into it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from the quality of life. I mean, just looking over your shoulder, like, this is pretty amazing. You know, like, this is, people pay money to go on vacation to places that look like this. You know, so to me anyway, just as a consumer, as a homeowner, as an investor, you have to take a lot of things into consideration. I have yet to go to Laurel per se, but you know, I've been all over the country, and again, over your shoulder, again, people pay money to buy timeshares at places that look like this.
Right.
So the fact that you can move here for 400 and what?
6,000?
406,000 and have this in your backyard, you know, yeah, you're going to, the old saying is you're going to pay to play. So just something to be mindful of, but you know, again, it's a reason, it could be a reason why not to move here.
Yeah. So Las Vegas, 330,000. What's another, where do people move in Florida? Fort Lauderdale, maybe? Fort Lauderdale is 475,000.
What about, where else? Tampa, Florida?
Tampa, 314,000. How about Seattle? We're gonna laugh, aren't we? Seattle, 739,000.
What?
Oh, let's look where we looked, because I have clients looking there too. Bellingham, 495,000. So $90,000 more expensive to be in Bellingham. So it's all relative, but if you're looking for the lowest cost of living, Southwest Washington is not your jam. If you're looking for what I would consider to be the best quality of life, then Southwest Washington is perfect. So that covers housing. Other things that can be more expensive relatively would be food, like eating out specifically, not necessarily grocery costs. You wrote in the notes, babe, gas, but I find gas to be cheaper. I guess it goes back to being relative, because if you're coming from California, I asked my sister what gas was the other day, and it was almost $1 higher. Compared to the US average, healthcare is slightly more expensive here in Southwest Washington. You might have a lower salary if you're coming from a hot or high-end job market like Silicon Valley, San Francisco, Bay Area, or New York City. So, something to keep in mind. I have clients that are moving from a central town in California. They're taking a pay cut to move here, but they're getting better house for their money, better quality of life, and they get to reduce the amount of homes they had, because they had a vacation home that was somewhere similar to the Pacific Northwest in terms of being close to hiking and forests and a lush green space, so they can accomplish with one home what they used to have 2 separate homes for. So going back to, it's all relative, baby.
That's actually a really interesting point, because you know, we know personally multiple people who have multiple homes for different reasons. So the fact that instead of having multiple homes, that you can condense, you know, get light, actually is something to think about.
So this video was made for the questioning people, the skeptics, on whether or not they might want to move here. My whole channel is dedicated to what it's like to live here and reasons why you might want to live here. So this was just a little bit of a different take on reasons why you might not want to move here. And either way, whether you decide to or not to move to Vancouver and Southwest Washington, I just want to make sure that you're getting the information that will help you make the best decision for you. That is my ultimate goal. And if you do decide to move here, to help you purchase your new home here, it would be my honor to represent you and I would absolutely love to work with you because the people who reach out to me are cool as F. And if that's you, I'd love to work together. These are my personal opinions, and I really want to hear from you. So comment below. I will respond. I don't think I've said this yet, so if you have any questions about moving, if you need help purchasing a home, if you have interest in maybe getting into real estate for yourself, anywhere in the country or even the world, shoot me a text right here, 360-818-4438. I'd be happy to help you. Text is the best way to reach me, but you can also catch me on my website. If you want to start searching for homes, head over to halbyrd.com and start favoriting the homes. That'll let me know, like I'll get an alert and it'll let me know what you like. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. It would really mean the world if you would support the channel that way. And I will catch you next time. Ciao.